a podcast to honor the gods.
This better come with a sacrifice.
Dave X Media.
Hello, listeners. Happy day. I just wanted to stop in here at the top of the show and let you guys know that this is an unlocked Patreon bonus episode. It was originally released exclusively for our detention crew over on the Patreon feed, and it is such a fun episode. All of the bonus stuff that we do over there is so fun because it goes beyond just the books, and we talk about like other movies that these actors have been in and other Harry Potter subject matter. And of course, from time to time, we do get sorting. So today's episode is about sorting Bob's Burgers, which is my favorite TV show of all time. I had some wonderful friends on the show to help me sort this out. Before we get there, huge shout out, huge thank you to our patrons. I love you so much. You are like the whole mechanism at this point that keeps the forward momentum of this show, and I am so grateful to you. You too can join our Patreon for $1 a month. You can gain access to our Discord server where we're always hanging out and having a lot of fun. And at the $5 a month tier, you can get these bonus episodes. We do have an entire seasons left of bonus episodes planned out, so we will be producing those through the end of the show at the end of the year. So there's still time to hop on that exclusive content and nothing. I love you guys. Okay, I'm gonna get started. Are y'all ready?
Yeah, we're good to go.
Anything goes. Just do whatever.
Red one reporting in.
Okay. Okay. Sam, you have to say what's next.
Blue 2 reporting.
Where's Red 2? Where's Blue 1? Come on, guys. Alex.
Hello.
That's
Okay,
listen. That's Red 1. I'm sorry about her. She
gonna-
doesn't really know the code of command.
That's fine.
I promise she's a great pilot.
And I actually forgot in the meantime that I'm Blue 1, so we're actually doing great.
Oh wow, look at that.
Okay, I'm gonna start the episode now. Hey, patrons. Okay, sorry.
You're doing great, babe.
Yeah, really starting strong. Welcome to the Patreon bonus episode, the restricted section detention crew.
Whoa. We're like
Detention,
like the
as
Breakfast
Louise
Club.
Belcher would say, a detention, yeah, no big deal. Give me back my grabber.
Exactly.
And as Mariner from the Star Trek would say, the detention is I love detention. I'm going to my favorite place.
Zach, that's quite enough. That's actually off Phantom. That's off
Sorry.
the fandom we're doing today,
Sorry,
so just reel it in a little bit.
I'm
Thank
getting
you
out of
so
here.
much. Bob's Burgers references only tonight.
It's funny, like
After
literally
Tina says anything goes.
Yeah, I was gonna say literally Tina before we started recording was like, "Listen, this is a bonus episode for the patrons, so like I don't give a shit, like anything goes." And then we start the show, and she's immediately like, "Zach, cut that Star Trek shit out right now."
I thought it was Star Wars. No.
So I just got home from happy hour. It's my friend Curtis's birthday.
No, I can't tell.
I can't tell at all. Well, so here's what happened. I was stone cold sober running errands all day. And then I was like, hey, Sean, I have like an hour before I have to record. Emily and Curtis are at the bar. Can we please go get like one beer with her? And he was like, yeah, sure. That sounds great. Let's go get a beer with Emily and Curtis because it's Curtis's birthday. And so I was like, oh my God, I'm like so tired from like doing errands. I was like, I need to drink 3 beers in like 45 minutes.
Exactly.
To get ready for this episode. And you know what? I did. And that's what I do for my beloved patrons. That's the service I'm willing to provide to my beloved patrons.
Tina's a method podcaster.
Hardcore.
That is such a nice way of saying that I am an alcoholic.
Look, if I could be an alcoholic while recording a podcast.
Some podcast hosts that I know very well call it podcast fluid.
It is
Podcast fluid.
I do kind of have like a hard time podcasting sober though. Like not sitting down and doing it, but feeling like I want to do it.
I feel like it's like Felix Felicius, you know? You're just like gonna drink it. It's gonna give you liquid Slut.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's definitely pronounced Felix Felicis, but you
Whatever.
said Felix Felicious, which is like, that's a stripper name, Felix Felicious. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly. I will say
That's my drag name.
the one episode I
I was gonna say
recorded
that's
while
a drag
drunk.
name for sure.
The one episode,
Sam.
the one episode I recorded while drunk is Christina's favorite one. I remember getting praises from her from how good the episode was. I did edit it the next morning
Which
while
episode
hungover.
was it?
This is the
I like a lot of your podcast episodes, so I'm
this is
having a
the
hard
Christmas one with my brothers.
time. Oh, that one was very good.
Mess.
in like an abject chaos kind of way.
I got pretty drunk during Zacko alone.
Yes, that was a good one too. That was early on in our podcast friendship, and I was like, wow, this one's impressive. Honestly, I could not do the same.
He carried a whole episode by himself.
Man,
Amazing.
maybe next season I'll do an episode by myself. But you know what? I actually absolutely will not, because why would I do that? But it would be a fun endeavor. Everyone shut up. Hey, patrons. I'm still in like the first sentence of the show. Hey, patrons.
You're doing great.
Thank you so much. Welcome to the bonus show. The restricted section detention crew here with you in detention today. The Breakfast Club. Who said that?
I
Someone
said the Breakfast Club,
Zach.
yeah.
Zach's Breakfast Club. We got Alex from My Cabbages. Say hello to the patrons, Alex.
Hello.
I don't know why I'm doing this. It's just like for a formality.
Keep
at this
going.
point.
No, keep going.
Yeah.
Keep up the energy. Don't.
We have to follow the
And-
protocol.
Right. Okay, cool. And we have my friend Sam from Content and Capable. Say hello to the listener, Sam.
I am definitely not James.
Hey.
Okay, yeah, I was actually going to ask you to explain that his Zoom window right now says not James O'Brien. And I happen to know, I have like an insider scoop. I happen to know that you have a brother named James. Like, what's up with that?
So I finished university and I don't have the Uber Premium Zoom anymore from university. So I stole my brother's university Zoom subscription to be able
Oh,
to...
I see. And you're just already logged in?
Yeah. Well,
Because you don't need anything to be in my Zoom room.
no. I'm logged in because I've got to schedule episode recording for
I
bits
see.
and pieces. So
Ooh, okay, all right. This is shedding some light on some recent messages I've read from you in the creators chat about Zoom subscriptions.
I did have a look at the pricing. It's expensive. It's not as expensive as I thought it was going to be.
But I miss those days of mooching off of university.
Everything's free while you're at university, so why not just take advantage of your siblings also getting something for free?
Definitely. For me, it was more like the discounts. Like, I lived in a college town when I went to college, so you could get college discounts at a lot of places.
Oh,
You know what I
that
mean?
too.
yeah.
We get that.
And I think the main thing for me was actually that I got into Microsoft Word for free, because that's legit.
Yep. So much free shit. Like, you got discounts through like Google for Amazon for being a student.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
that's
really?
True. But now I have a
Wow.
husband, so it's the same price for me. Okay, and before we keep chit-chatting, we just like absolutely cannot stop the chit-chat, but I would love to introduce my beloved fourth co-host for this episode, Zach from My Cabbages. Say hello to the listeners, Zach.
Hello to the listeners, Zach.
Hell yeah.
Always one.
And
Always one.
And before we go any further, I would love to introduce the fifth host of this episode of the Detention Crew, Rory. Say hello to the listeners, Rory.
Rory, go ahead.
Zach, I'm just going to take that clip from that other episode of you screaming squaw into the microphone, so like I actually don't even need it. Did you listen to that episode of the main feed where I left in you squawing at the microphone for like 30 seconds?
It's such a
He
good
just
episode.
gave you a few good ones to use.
Okay, cool. I was talking through them, and Rory, actually, as a co-host, you'll find that that's something I do a lot, so get used to it now. But when I listen to the playback, I'll be like, wow, that's a good one, Rory.
The noise canceller also on Zoom probably
that's
gets rid of
true.
his chirps too.
Well, that's really nice of you, Zach, but I have this thing that happens to me all the time where I'm listening to the playback and I'm like, oh, Andrew did say a pretty good joke here, but I was just like talking right through it.
Yeah.
And I've definitely added a narrative to the, like a, what's it called? Like a voiceover to a main feed episode where I'm like, hey, Andrew, pretty good joke. Sorry, bud. Sorry, I was talking through it.
There's been a few where I've gone, Andrew said something here, and Christina has no idea what's going on.
Sometimes Andrew also trips the noise cancellation on the Zoom.
True. And I blame Andrew entirely because he's like the boy who cried wolf with anecdotes. You know, like stop telling so many anecdotes if you want me to listen to the good ones.
Yeah, right.
Come on.
It reminds me of that time when.
Hey Tina.
Absolutely not.
Hey, what are we all doing here? We all woke up in this room and you kind of just like it's dark and we can't see and I don't really know what we're doing here.
Why
Oh my
did you
God,
drug
thank
me?
you so much for coming, Sam. It was actually really expensive to get you here,
Yeah.
but I'm glad I did. No regrets whatsoever. This is actually a surprise birthday party for me. It's actually my birthday. Surprise, guys! It's my birthday party.
Is that why there's a chain on my leg?
Well, I wouldn't want you to hurt yourself recovering from your coma that I enforced upon you
Okay.
when I knocked you out with
That's
chloroform.
good to
Chlorophyll?
know.
No, chloroform.
Chlorophyll. Wait, chloroform. No. Oh, I never know which one is.
Okay, listeners, we're here today to sort Bob's Burgers characters into Hogwarts houses.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
The best show on the internet.
Time for opinions.
I do agree. I agree with all these things. So here's the story. When I first started doing bonus episodes for this, the detention crew, for the patrons, I did a couple like sorting X characters into Harry Potter houses. So we did sorting Holes characters into Hogwarts houses. I say Harry Potter. It's all the same. Everything starts with H. We did sorting Brooklyn Nine-Nine characters into Hogwarts houses, whatever I'm like interested in at the time,
Yeah,
at the
sure.
beginning. I think we probably did one or two more. But here's what I quickly realized. Not everyone watches the same media as me. Did you guys know that?
Oh, what?
Whoa. Hold on. Back that up for a second. I'm not following.
With the amount that we be talking about the things we love, you just feel like the people around you have watched the best of it, you know?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Our patrons support us, and I don't think it's right to provide them with something that they might not be able to listen to, you know? Whenever we cover movies or books on the bonus show, I'm like, you don't even have to watch it or read it. Like, I'm going to explain it to you.
Right. Sure.
And it's hard to do that
We're
when you're
meeting the
doing, like, a
listeners
sorting
where they
episode.
are.
Yeah.
Ooh, we did sorting the Avatar: The Last Airbender bonus episode before I knew you guys. Do you remember
Wow.
that? Yeah. Well, we should do like a...
We have to re-record that one.
Let's re-record it and do it like both... Wait. And then maybe we should get Ray and Charlie too, and we can do like a...
You've
like
already
a-
done
like
the
a-
Off the
like a
Elder Scrolls
threesome.
crossover.
And then Sam can be the judge.
A podnage. A podnage à trois.
Zach, that's the best joke I've ever heard in my life.
We could do some sort of like D&D campaign where like the gods and the Avatar characters and the Harry Potter characters all go at each other in some sort of melee, like Hunger Games style combat.
Sam, I love that, but if you're not offering to DM, that's just words.
I will
Empty
DM.
promises.
It will be bad.
I'm in.
Okay, so wait, I have to finish my sentence. So I used to do sorting episodes and then I stopped because I didn't think it was fair if you haven't interacted with the fandom that I'm talking about. But except for, I think I'm allowed to do my number one favorite show of all time.
Yes.
Like, I think I'm allowed this one thing, and it's my birthday. So,
And I think also a lot of people just so happen to be fans of the show.
Like, this show is so accessible. If you have anyone in your life that has Hulu, you can have all of it accessed. Just
Or
wa-
Disney
go-
Plus
just go
outside the
watch
States.
it. Just go watch it. You know how
Thank you.
you know how the generation before ours, they fucking like love the shit out of The Simpsons. This is just The Simpsons, but better. It's better than The Simpsons.
it's healthier. Okay, so a couple notes. I definitely have, like, overseen, I guess the word is observed, some, like, chatter in our Discord server where our patrons live about, like, people not preferring adult animation and, like, not having seen Bob's Burgers. And that's totally fine. I still love you guys, and I still encourage you to listen to this episode as, like, what greater joy is there in life than listening to your friend info dump about their number one favorite subject in the world to you?
Exactly.
I don't like Harry Potter, okay? You want to hear me talk about something that I love? Stick around.
Also, this might give you like a great like run through of the characters in Bob's Burgers, and
you can then you can hop into any episode, kind
Yeah.
of.
Well, like, hold on, I want to say that, like, while I do consider Bob's Burgers adult animation because I think that it it is very relatable to adults. It is the most wholesome adult animation. Like, we think of adult animation, we think of like South Park or like those awful
Right.
Netflix
Family
shows
Guy.
that
For
are
me to watch it.
gross.
Okay, it is worth noting. Originally, it was created to be an adult animation show, and after about season 3 or 4, the creator Lauren Burchard started hearing that children were watching that, and because of that, afterwards, it has skewed more PG. You know what I mean?
Which
Yeah,
I
because
More
enjoy.
kids were watching, and they managed
Yeah.
to sustain the exact right tone and sense of humor, even without all of the PG-13 jokes.
And before it was adult show that then became a kind of PG rated show for kids because they watch it sometimes. It was pitched as a show where Bob's served actual
Yeah,
people.
like human flesh
like
burgers.
Sweeney Todd style. Like
Well,
it was slightly horror
Alex-
dark comedy.
Alex, I'm glad you brought that up, but you've also skipped ahead because, as I mentioned, I like for people to be able to listen to our bonus episodes even if they have no fucking idea what we're talking about. So, Alex, could you give a 1 to 3 sentence summary of Bob's Burgers for our patrons who have never watched it or who have only watched a couple episodes?
Sure, I will do my darndest. So there is
1 to 3 sentences.
There's
Sorry.
a family of 3 kids and their mom and dad who work at a place called Bob's Burgers. Spoilers, Bob's a dad, and they're not poor but not rich, and it's just a ton of dad jokes, and they're getting by in the world.
Any sentence. Wait. Any paragraph is a 3-paragraph sentence. Wait. Hold on. Any paragraph is a 3-sentence paragraph if you use run-on sentences.
That's true. Hey, that's true.
Thank you for sticking with me to get to the end of that joke. Alex, well done. Sam, do you have anything to add to that? How do you feel about Bob's Burgers summed up?
I feel comfortable recommending this show to my parents. It's one of those
Yep.
one of those Christina's counting for the listener. Christina is counting the amount of sentences.
This is brutal.
It's one of
This
those
is
shows
hardcore.
where you get to see the grittiness of family life portrayed in a way that isn't dressed up at all. And
Yeah.
I think that is just intensely relatable.
That was technically only 2 sentences.
This is
Well done, Sam.
podcasting on expert mode.
Okay, Zach, let's go. What do you got to add to that?
I think what I like about Bob's Burgers is most of the sitcoms and cartoons that I've seen, the comedy derives from the family having conflict with each other. Whereas in Bob's Burgers, the family is very supportive of each other. Everyone seems to really like and care about each other, and their problems are external, usually. It's usually the family versus the problem.
That was 1 sentence.
Also, Bob's a sexy hunk.
He's
Okay,
a sexy
great.
hunk.
Okay, you got 1 more sentence if you want it.
I like Linda, and I do a really good Linda impression, and I will be getting my mileage out of it this episode.
perfect.
Bobby, I need to make some burgers, Bobby. Where
Is
are
that
you?
a Jersey accent? Can I verify?
Yes,
Yeah.
Linda Belcher's from New Jersey.
The show takes place in New Jersey. Fun fact.
Okay, so listen. Okay, my favorite character in the world is Linda Belcher from New Jersey. And then my new boss is also from New Jersey. And also, my friends and I recently have been watching Jersey Shore, baby.
Oh my
Jersey
God.
Shore.
My bestie, who people would be familiar with listening to My Cabbages, Cody, shout out, and just sent me a Snapchat of just out of context screenshot. Remember the time on Jersey Shore, Italy, when the situation hit his head so hard into a wall that he had to go to the ER? It's like, what? So
That was like a defining series for a generation that I did not watch when it came out, and I'm watching it now, and I'm like, I see that I missed this.
No, I've never seen
You-
it.
I'm going to a Jersey Shore themed bachelorette party, so it's like I feel like I need to understand
Important
what's
research
happening.
right there.
Yeah, important research.
As much as I love trashy reality TV, I feel like it would just melt my brain.
It's actually kind of fun. Well,
Like it would
whatever.
ooze out of my ears.
Anyway, so before we dive in to the sorting these characters, let's talk about the family. So Zach, you kind of alluded to, is Linda your favorite character? You said that you,
I do
knew her voice.
love Linda. God, who's
Who's
my favorite
Linda?
character? So I'll run through the family really quick. Bob,
Okay.
he's a very single-minded man who really wants to make good food for people. He cares a lot about his hobbies. and he is relatively like, doesn't like to go out, really interact with people. He likes to just kind of, enjoy his interests. And I relate a lot. I relate a lot to Bob.
Should have been counting sentences. I'm gonna count now.
Linda, she's married to Bob. She's extremely musical and lovely and full of energy, and she loves life and wants everybody to love life. I want to sing a song, Bobby. She's just like a big barrel of fun.
Okay,
and then
great.
we've
That was
got
great.
Tina. Tina's great and loves horses.
Oh, thank you so much.
And
Hair
has
flip.
glasses and is
Likes butts.
likes butts a whole lot. Likes to write fiction.
She's
friend
horny.
fiction.
She's a horny teenager.
She's a really
like it
horny
happens. You
teenager,
can't
yeah.
avoid them.
Gene likes farts and jokes and
music.
music. He's a really musical guy. He wants to invent the next musical craze, but all of his music's really weird and experimental.
Oh, he's trying so hard.
He's misunderstood.
And Luis is a sociopath.
Okay, perfect.
Great. All right, we're
She's
done.
the youngest daughter. She's 9.
She's
the
probably
youngest
my
Christina
favorite.
Levin
daughter
and
is always a sociopath. I'm sorry, that's just the rules.
It's a tie.
Let's talk to Mary Clay about that.
Oh.
It's a tie between Bob and Luis for me. My two favorites.
Really? Okay. My favorite character is Linda. Sam, who's your favorite character?
It has to be a tie between Louise and Linda.
Okay, Alex, who's your favorite character?
Louise, hands down.
Okay, cool. Linda's definitely the one I relate the most to. A lot of the actions she takes. Bob, no, I tried to say Sean and I, but I said Bob instead. Sean and I see ourselves reflected back to us in Bob and Linda and their energies.
I vibe with that. Zach and I go back and forth all the time about who's more Bob and who's more Linda. And we've just decided that there are traits that are within both. Like, I'm more extroverted like Linda. Zach is more introverted like Bob. I'm the big cook who obsesses over everything and also likes to kind of do my own thing. And, everything has its place.
We'll have episodes where Bob goes to the basement so that he can read and enjoy his free time late at night, because the late night
Yep. He's
time
reading about
is
Pepper,
his
so.
time, and that's very me. And then there are other times where Bob will be freaking out at Thanksgiving.
So shut up. Here's the question. Which one of you likes Thanksgiving more?
Alex.
Oh,
Okay, so
For
Alex
sure,
is the
Alex.
true Bob in the relationship.
Bob's
That's
one true
the
love.
only
is the
main thing
tiebreaker.
about Bob is he loves Thanksgiving. Okay, let's get started. Let's jump right into it. I don't want us to start out too hard, because I think some of the main characters are going to be hard. Okay, so Alex is reading Salt: A World History.
It's not about Pepper, but it's pretty close.
Salt is the spice, the seasoning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the one.
It unlocks everything in food.
Yeah. Not for me, because I have hypertension. I did another hair flick there, I'm superior. I've gotten really excited about black pepper in the past 5 years because of my hypertension. The person I want us to start by sorting is Jean Belcher. What Hogwarts house would you sort Jean into?
Coming out of the gate hot.
Yeah, this one's tough.
Out of all the family, I thought this one might be the easiest.
I think he's
I'm
really
torn. I'm torn between Puff and Gryffindor.
I think he's a Gryffindor.
I think he's a Hufflepuff, only because there's a couple episodes specifically about him not standing up for himself.
He's really bad at saying no, and the other thing that
Really bad at saying no. That's a Hufflepuff quality.
And Hufflepuff.
Ask me how many friends' birthdays I'm running in the next month. I'm so bad at saying no.
I always talk about Hufflepuffs are they are the people that are loyal to their friends and care about their connections and the people that are close to them. But also, it's kind of like the Statue of Liberty, send me your huddled masses. Hufflepuff is really, we will take whoever's left.
Yeah,
Yeah,
think
because
that-
they'll be friends with us.
Yeah.
I think there's also the potentially toxic Hufflepuff side of Jean, kind of in the episode where Linda gets invited to be a member of this local women business owners.
Alex, okay, Alex and Zach, when I was at your house a couple months ago, we were watching our least favorite
We were. It was
episodes, and
fun.
we
It was
watched
fun.
that one because we were
Yes,
like,
we did.
God, this is the worst episode for this guy.
Yeah.
It is, and
Jean sucks this episode.
he just does. He goes on and this is something that's really important to his mom, and it's scheduled on the same day of the week that they do mother son spa day, and God forbid that like there's one day a week where they can't just like move it to. I don't know, but he doesn't grow, and it's almost
it's like Sunday. It's like the one day. Maybe maybe the restaurant's closed on Sundays.
Maybe, but it reminds me of Wreck-It Ralph. Zach made up a good point, like in Wreck-It Ralph 2, where Ralph has to learn, like, you know, hey, Penelope can go and have friends and do other things, and you can still be best friends, and like, it's not gonna impede your relationship. Like,
I don't own my friend's time, and maybe I should stop being so possessive with it and shit.
But yeah,
I have a
besides
couple
that-
friends from college that I'm obsessed with, and they just like sometimes they just can't give you the time of day, and you know, it's like very humbling. It's like they don't owe me anything, and the fact that they usually are very tight with me is like that's got to be good enough.
Yeah.
You ever say something out loud and you're like, is this normal? Is this
Is this normal? Am I
People are
okay?
gonna think this is weird of me.
Am I okay?
We promise we're normal
You're
human
okay.
beings,
Nervously.
everyone. No, but Jane is like that very much. Also, like gets a bit of sensory overload from time to time as well, and just needs to like take a break and step away from everyone else. There's a few episodes where there's so much going on around him, with so much demanding of him. He's like, no. I just need to be by myself, and that's very Hufflepuff energy.
Yeah, and like not to say that all Hufflepuffs like have to be obsessed with food, but like Jean has the same trait that I consider myself to have, which is like a very, very loving relationship with food and a very like accepting relationship with their body. You know what I mean? It's like we have to be a little bit fat so that we can love food as much as we do. And it's okay because we're still healthy and like we're still working on it. But like the food is like the greatest joy. And to me, that feels like a Hufflepuff thing about myself.
Interesting. I don't think I'd ever drawn the connection between Hufflepuff and food, but like it makes sense to me.
Dude, they live right next to the kitchens.
Whoa, that's
Jane
some
would
lore.
choose Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff, have a muffin. Come on in. Sit down there. It's full of stuffing. Okay, sorry.
That's how they get their weed brownies, because their house elves are making them and sending them.
Those house
They're gillyweed brownies.
Listen, those house elves, they make some dank Kush brownies, okay?
Okay, so Jean, we got Gryffindor, we got Hufflepuff. Did anyone argue the Gryffindor side?
So the only reason I would have thought that he was Gryffindor is, you know, there's moments where he does stick up for what he believes in, but it's food related. So I think of like the chunky blast-offs, his favorite candy bar, like defending that.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the one where he like Luis is threatened with a swirly or like a, what do you call it, the where they stick their head in.
I forget, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and
it's the Lobster Fest one, right?
Yeah, it's the Lobster Fest one, and he like sticks up for Luis and like says like, "No, you're gonna do it to me," and
You're
that
right,
feels
because
very
earlier
Gryffindor.
when I said that there's episodes about him not standing up for himself, I was thinking about that one, but you're right that in the end he does stand up for his sister. Wait, loyalty, friendship. It's not for himself. Wait, I gotcha.
Oh, damn.
Trapped ya.
Yeah, damn.
Tricked ya. He's a Gryffindor.
Yeah,
I tried to say he's a Hufflepuff, but I accidentally said he's a Gryffindor,
So actually, we could, if you're cool, let's do Tina Belcher next, because my argument was going to be like, I could see either Tina or Jean in Gryffindor or Hufflepuff respectively, but I also like if one was the other, then the other, they couldn't be in both. So
I definitely don't think Tina Belcher's a Hufflepuff.
Yeah, so because Jean is a Hufflepuff, I think of all of the Belcher clan, Tina is going to be the Gryffindor, because she does, but like in a Neville Longbottom kind of Gryffindor, where she will, she is not going to always be the bravest, but she will stand up for what she believes in.
And like
when she has a cause.
She stands up for herself a lot, but she stands up for other people too.
Yeah.
In the, what episode was that? Oh my god. Was it the Christmas episode with Louise's poetry?
Yes, the most recent one.
That's a great example.
That specifically, like, I think
I'm
Tina
like sobbing.
has aged into a
instantly
Gryffindor.
sobbing.
Yeah.
That is the... Let's
that is
such a good
listen.
episode.
I'm not like trying to watch like an extremely dramatic animated TV show. I think that 12 full seasons is exactly how much pure comedy I want to see before you drop an episode like that on me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, thank you. I've been waiting 15 years.
That was a mess. Yeah, it was a beautiful episode.
Okay, so does anyone have any arguments to Tina Belcher being the Gryffindor?
No.
Yeah, I think that Tina will often like when Louise hatches a scheme and Tina thinks it's wrong, she will definitely make that known. Whether it be like staring at Louise until she's like, "What, Tina? What? Are you saying that I'm being selfish? Is that what you're saying?" And like she like goes through the whole like self-healing process herself while Tina's staring at her, and she's like, "Fine, Tina, you don't have to shout at me." Or like
Yeah.
when Frond like has a crush on Gail
Their
and they're
guidance
trying
counselor,
to
their
split
aunt.
them up, and like Tina the whole time is like, "Hey, I don't think this is right."
So
Like,
are you saying she's a Gryffindor?
I think she's a Gryffindor. I think she
Okay,
stands
cool.
up
So what my question
to her
was,
friends.
my question was,
Arguing against
does
it.
anyone not have that?
Oh,
opinion?
I swear I heard the opposite.
Sam, do you agree?
I agree. I think Tina. The other one I would pose would be Ravenclaw, because she loves writing and so much. Like, she's not super academically gifted, but she loves that, like, sitting down behind a piece of paper and just writing out.
It's funny, we're all having these deep conversations, but there are definitely some of these characters we're just going to be like, done, this, next.
Yeah, exactly. Okay,
Yeah.
so I got Tina Belcher Gryffindor, Jean Belcher Hufflepuff. I'm writing down the consensus.
Yep,
Is that right?
cool.
Did I do that right? Okay, the next one I want to talk about, and this one to me feels obvious. Bob Belcher, the lead character of the show.
I think Bob's a Ravenclaw.
Ravenclaw.
Ooh.
Sam, what do you think?
He's a Ravenclaw. I can see it now. I can agree.
I also say Ravenclaw. It's like the pursuit of the art for like the sake
Yeah.
of like better
Yeah.
knowledge about it.
And Bob does not like being wrong. And if someone tries to like go out of his way to be like, or is doubting him, or like thinks that he's like, no, I'm a chef. Like, it's almost like on his day off. Like, there's an episode where
Oh,
the
yeah.
kids make him take a day off in the restaurant. He hasn't had a day off
That's
in like
such
at least
a good
a year.
episode. It
They're
has,
like, go.
What's her name?
Oh,
Tiffany
Sandra?
Haddish in it.
I think it's Sandra.
Oh, I was talking about the
voice actor.
Tiffany,
Oh,
Tiffany
sorry.
Haddish. Okay, so Bob Ravenclaw. That's
Yeah.
done.
yeah.
Yeah.
I completely
Well,
agree.
There's what was the episode I was going to reference for this?
He's also, like, way more street smart than we give him credit for as well. Like, Louise will hatch a scheme and Bob goes, "That's a bad idea." But also just does not, like, in the very nerdy way, like, does not have the energy to fight Louise on it.
There's the
get it.
episode where Bob goes to the hotel meetup to meet all of his like internet
Oh my
burger
god!
friends.
Yes,
And he is like the
Burger
shitty
Bob.
know-it-all piece of shit that they all hate.
because he's bad at communicating online, which is something that I feel like that kind of specificity. Sean
Yeah.
watches that and is like, I get it.
I understand you, Bob.
Most of this family, they don't talk about their like mental health status, but like most of this family is like neurodivergent, which is something we didn't mention at the beginning of this episode. But
divergent,
like
yeah.
someone like Bob definitely has ADHD to me, like the hyperfixation.
Yes.
Yeah.
It feels like he has a lot of hobbies too.
Borderline OCD.
Like he
Yeah.
literally hears about the fuzzy navel, the fuzzy whatevers, the mushrooms, and he's like, "Cool, I'm a forager now. I want to be a forager." He just like comes up with hobbies all the time.
Is so fucking Sean that it like pains me to watch
He
it.
moves on so easily from like those little things, but then the big things like Thanksgiving, he's like, no, we're not letting another Thanksgiving be ruined.
He's like, I have like one thing I love in this life, and it's Thanksgiving. Like, why? Like,
And I have-
don't stand in my way.
I have a lot of affinity for that as someone who is always picking up hobbies and dropping them. And most of those hobbies are like video games or what have you. By the way, Bob is a character that I made in Project Zomboid, a video game where you basically spawn into a simulated zombie apocalypse and have to survive.
Oh,
And you can make a character and customize them and give them attributes and everything. And I tried to be pretty accurate. And Bob lasted about 6 hours, and he died.
R.I.P. Bob. Damn.
That sounds about right. I think the math
Savage.
checks out on that one.
Okay, the next person. We're not going to do like the whole family. We'll come back to Linda and Louis.
Ooh, keep the suspense going.
So
Bobby.
next, I want to talk about Teddy.
Teddy's a
Oh,
Gryffindor.
man.
He has to be a Gryffindor.
Teddy's a Hufflepuff. I feel very
His social
strongly about
skills
this.
are garbage.
Oh,
Like, Hufflepuff would, I feel like, get annoyed by him.
Oh, sure, but he is like emphatically like
Can we call him a muggle?
all he
A swindle.
all he cares about is like who like his friends liking him. That's all, like to a
But he
deeply
also,
insecure
like,
level.
He also
That's
like
very
kind of has like
Gryffindor.
an open crush on Linda, even though Bob's his best friend.
Yeah, it's kind
But
of
he
like,
also has a kind of crush on Bob. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I think
yeah,
in proposition for a threesome, like he would. Teddy
He'd
would
be
take
like,
Bob.
"Oh my god, this is the happiest day of my life."
Glad you brought up the squib point, and that's what I would argue because I don't think Teddy fits really into any good houses. And another squib that to add to the list is Hector or Hugo, the health inspector. We got there.
Okay. Yeah, I almost feel like Teddy, or like I almost feel like Peter Pettigrew is like darkest timeline Teddy. You know what I mean?
Yes,
God,
yeah.
I
Ooh, that hits hard.
I just low key hate Teddy.
I don't like him
Sometimes
either.
I love him, and sometimes he's unwatchable.
I high key hate Gale, and I low key hate Teddy.
The split between Hufflepuff and Gryffindor for me is the loyalty that goes beyond because you're my friend. Like the loyalty that he has to Bob and Linda is not just because he wants to be their friends or isn't convinced he is their friends. It's more like I am set in my routine, and no matter what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to visit Bob's Burgers every day of the week and grab a
Teddy
burger
has
there.
Teddy has a parasocial relationship with the man who makes his lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
yeah, and that's something perhaps for another podcast.
Yeah. I don't know on this one. It's a toss-up. I'd be comfortable saying Muggle just because I hate Teddy.
All right, we only get one Muggle the whole game.
Oh,
Are
well
we
then
gonna
it's
use it
going
on
to
Teddy?
Gale. Then it has to go to Gale. I'm saving it. I won't let you use it here.
No, I think Gale is a solid Slytherin.
Okay,
yeah, I was about to say, Gale is
We're
definitely
getting ahead of
Slytherin.
ourselves.
Okay, wait. Teddy, what's the vote for Teddy?
Teddy...
I'll go with Gryffindor,
Okay.
I'll go with Gryffindor. Let's go Gryffindor.
Okay.
but as dark as like with the
Yeah,
asterisk,
dark. It's not
Dark
an
timeline.
easy Gryffindor.
A Gryffindor who's like, why did I get put in the Hufflepuff? This is ridiculous.
Okay,
People
Gale.
love me.
Let's figure out Gale. Slytherin?
Slytherin. Done.
For context, Gale is Linda's sister.
Gale, listen, Slytherin, this is like a pet peeve that I have about Slytherin, is like, I feel like anybody who's like bad or manipulative or anything like that is like automatically Slytherin. Oh, they're a bad guy, they're Slytherin.
It's like the self-righteousness.
But it's like,
For
the
me.
self-righteousness is one thing, but like Slytherins are also like, they can be cunning. I guess Crabbe and Goyle aren't very cunning.
I was about to say Gale is fairly
All right.
cunning though. She gets Linda and Bob to help her over and over
You're
again.
right.
Time after they swear they're not going to help her. Like,
Yeah, you're right. I'm thinking about the episode where
Yep.
Bob has to drag her bodily across the city.
Oh my god, that is
Oh
my
my
least
God,
favorite
I hate
episode.
it.
I hate it
I'm
so
writing down
much.
Slytherin.
She's always borrowing money and not paying it back and feels entitled and she gets super jealous of her sister.
Although that Mr. Business episode is one of my favorite episodes. The Mr. Business
Oh,
like
I do love that. I
photography
do
one
like
with
that episode. With
with-
Stephen Colbert. No, John Oliver.
John Oliver, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, let's circle back. Let's talk about Linda.
Linda's solid Hufflepuff.
Linda's a Hufflepuff. She loves singing and Bobby.
I could also see her as like a Slytherin as well. She's fairly cunning. Like, not that I agree. I think she's a Hufflepuff, but I could see her like cusping Slytherin there, where it's quite cunning, very, very loyal to her family as well, and will do anything for her children, no matter what. And
She's
the
a
children use
mama
it against
bear.
her.
I kind of feel like Linda is a Gryffindor, like a Molly Weasley type, where it's like, I am so brave because like I am a mother to my core of everyone I meet. Like I'm so brave for all of them. You know what I mean? Like Linda will march straight into anything.
Yeah, it's true. She'd be the woman that gets like the mom strength to like lift the
Yeah.
car off of her child.
Yeah.
And honestly, like she does kind of spiral off on her own adventures sometime, like at the cost of people around her. I feel like Linda Belcher's a Gryffindor. What's everyone's vote?
I don't know. I think
You
you've kind
swayed
of
me.
convinced me a little bit.
Yeah.
Don't let
because
me convince you unless you really feel it.
Well, no. So there's the episode that one of my all-time favorite episodes where Linda gets like locked out of the car and has to like
It's
find
her
her way
birthday.
home. Yeah, and it's her birthday, and Bob and the kids have to
Eat
go to all of her
spray Linda.
spots. Yeah,
That one is so good. Such Gryffindor energy. If you ask
yeah.
me.
I'm kind of with you on this.
She's very
All right, I'm
easily
gonna go
entertained
Gryffindor.
as well. She's very good at like self-directed play where she can just, it's very preschool kind of talk.
Except she's really scared of graveyards, apparently.
Griffin, see,
yeah.
Hufflepuffs would like join the play because like their friend did to like support them. But I feel like Gryffindors would like put on the play. They'd be like,
Oh, yeah.
all right, this play is going to be run by us.
The episode where Mr. Fishoda asked them to put on a thing of Macbeth, not Macbeth, Richard III? I don't know.
The play,
yeah.
the play to get like his brother to admit to his crimes.
Yeah.
Which is
I feel like
think
my
Hamlet?
instinct is to say it's Hamlet, but it
It's
can't
Hamlet.
be Hamlet because it's like parodying Hamlet.
No, it's Hamlet. It's like a meta fractal. It's like a self-referential fractal.
It's like playing Hamlet, which the point of Hamlet is that they're doing a play where they're trying to accuse someone.
trying to get someone to like admit their guilt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, next on the list, let's do frickin' Mort, the Mortician.
Mort is a Ravenclaw to me.
Yeah. He loves his job. He's happy to work his job all the time.
He's
Really,
the mad
really, really good
scientist
at
Ravenclaw.
He's kind of the like Mort. You know the science teacher who's like way into his field. He's like super jazzed to tell kids about fucking the periodic table or whatever.
Yeah.
Like Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Like he is that for like morticianing. There's an episode where he has that like username on the like masterclass site, and he's like, "It's the Thundertaker, and my password is earn this URN." And Bob's like, "Oh, yeesh."
Yeah.
Anyone have feelings other than Ravenclaw?
Nah. He gives big Ravenclaw energy.
I agree.
He's not selfish enough to be a Slytherin, straight up.
No, I agree.
Selfish is like a harsh word for the thing that a Slytherin is, like respectfully self-centered.
And he's not as willing to embarrass himself as like a Hufflepuff or a Gryffindor.
They're
Exactly.
like borderline wizard fascists.
Okay, let's do next Jimmy Pesto.
Slytherin.
Slytherin,
Total
yeah.
Slytherin.
We haven't had a lot of Jimmy Pesto in the recent set of episodes. I want more Jimmy Pesto.
Because
He
have you
brings-
heard about that?
Oh shit, that's right. Fuck. Sorry.
about what?
The voice actor was part of the January 6th Capitol invasion. What do we call it?
What?
Get
The
the
actor-
fuck
The
out
actor
of
who played
here!
Jimmy Pesto, so they dropped him from the show, and everyone is in the fandom, at least from the tone, wait, what am I trying to say? From the pulse that I got on the internet fandom, wants Jimmy Jr. and Annie and Ollie's mom to come into the picture because that actor got kicked off. Like maybe like let's have that character get kicked off the show, like arrested or something, because fuck that guy.
Like it turns out the restaurant was just a cover business this whole time.
You know,
That's
there's
like-
suspicions about the shitty
He
Italian
never
restaurant
filed
next
his
door.
taxes.
You know, it's
Exactly.
kind of method as hell that the actor that played Jimmy Pesto is just as much of a piece of shit
of
as
shit.
Jimmy Pesto.
That's why I'm saying let's put him in jail.
So
Where he
he's
belongs.
He's not even a Slytherin. He's a fucking Death Eater.
Death Eater.
So definitely a Slytherin.
Slytherin,
Yeah.
Death Eater. Okay.
Love
Oh
we're
wait, I
categorizing it further.
actually wrote that in the Jimmy Jr. section. Hold
Oh
on.
yeah. Can't.
Wrong.
It's
wrong
it's
James
okay because I
Pesto.
also think that Jimmy Jr. is a Slytherin.
No, I think he's a
Really?
Gryffindor.
Yeah.
He gets so easily distracted by like what his mates are doing.
Yeah, but he doesn't really care about like what's right and wrong.
He cares about like his dad and his perception. He's like, I just want to dance, Dad.
He's not very resourceful or cunning.
No,
or slick.
he's very dumb. Well, that's true. He's not
Yeah,
very
he does have
cunning.
kind of like golden retriever energy. Like no, some other kind of dog.
Labrador
Yeah,
energy. He's
I
got
mean-
Labrador energy.
God, he does have Labrador energy. That's so true.
I just hate the episode where it's Valentine's Day and he asked another girl to go on a date, like over Tina. I was like, how dare
Yeah.
you?
But this is the thing. Gryffindors, like, I'm
My
thinking,
baby.
like, and Gryffindors are, like, so oblivious to the world around them from time to time of, like, what people are trying to ask them or trying to get them to do that they just completely go and piss everyone off. Just like Harry Potter in this book.
Yeah.
True.
Okay, well, what's this consensus on Jimmy Jr.?
I'm going Gryffindor.
Okay, Alex?
I can go Gryffindor. He's too stupid to be a Slytherin.
Okay, Zach?
I don't think indecisive is the same as manipulative, so I'm gonna go Gryffindor as well.
Okay. What about, do you guys want to do Andy and Ollie together?
Oh, I had a great one for this. So my theory for Andy and Ollie is one of them is Hufflepuff and the other is Gryffindor. But when the hat was about to announce Gryffindor, he yelled at the hat and demanded to be put in Hufflepuff with his brother.
Okay.
I love that.
Just like
Remember the
Harry did when
episode-
Harry was like, and not Slytherin, not Slytherin. It was like, same as Andy, same as Andy, same as Andy.
Remember
Yeah,
the
that-
episode where they all go on the field trip and
Yes, I was
Mr.
gonna say.
Frond is listing out the partners and he lists them separate and they
Yeah.
start immediately screaming. They drop to their knees and scream.
Yeah.
I feel like the sorting hat was like, cool, Hufflepuff, okay, and you,
Right.
cool, Gryffindor, and they were like, oh God, no, oh my God, and then the sorting hat was like, oh, Hufflepuff.
JK.
Okay, so I'm writing Puff for both of them.
They're violently
Okay.
Hufflepuff.
Violently. Yeah. Okay. How about we did Linda, right? What did we
Yeah, we
decide
said she
for
was
her?
a Gryffindor.
Gryffindor. I didn't.
Oh yeah.
Okay, next, how about Mr. Frond?
Slytherin.
Slytherin.
But he thinks he's a Hufflepuff.
No,
Of
I would
course.
say you think
Yeah.
he's like a Gryffindor. Oh no, Hufflepuff, you get it.
Either.
No.
I think he'd be happy with.
He's not very
either.
cunning. He tries to be cunning. He's not very cunning. To be
Oh
honest.
no, yeah. There are some bumbling. You know how some villains they're a little bumbling. That's kind of how they get away with being a villain. Is they're kind of bad at it. I feel like that's Frond. There's the episode where he fucking unravels his
Yeah,
dolls.
that's what I was gonna.
Ties them
Yeah,
up.
that's Slytherin as hell.
He's
That's
very,
another
very
Hufflepuff.
self-serving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every single thing Mr. Frond has ever done for the kids, I don't believe for a second that he actually cares about and wants to improve their lives. Because literally his ears perk up whenever anybody mentions an award or something that will further his career.
But it's
or
also
something that will make him,
Yeah.
He's
Like,
still
he's just
processing
so
his
fucking
trauma as a
self-centered.
child. He spends so much time trying to process his own trauma. He's not even looking after the children he has to look after.
No, he's the worst guidance counselor ever.
Genuinely
Yeah.
I agree.
What's the teacher's name? Oh, Miss LaBonze.
Miss,
I was also
I
gonna say Slytherin.
got so tired of listening to Miss LaBonze go ons and ons. Yeah, definitely a Slytherin.
Yeah.
Yeah, smokes a
She
pack a
smokes
day.
on school
Yeah.
campus.
Yeah. Stole the Pokemon cards from Louise just for the fucking thrill of it.
She and Louise, oh, far out.
I watched that episode a couple days ago.
It reminds me of what my sister is an incredibly cunning person, and my mother got this particular teacher who's quite notorious for cracking down on children who just don't do what they're supposed to do. And my mum would get a weekly update from this teacher about what stunt my sister had tried to pull in class and how she'd handled it. Mum goes, "This is the greatest thing ever, because I don't have to worry about how she acts at school, because this teacher is just all over it." And teacher reminds me of Miss LeBon's.
Okay.
Sorry, that was a weird anecdote. It's an Andrew anecdote.
No, I liked it. How about okay, let's do some more school people, because some of my favorite students, some of my favorite characters are the students, especially the 8th grade students.
Okay, cool.
So how about fucking Tammy?
Tammy and Jocelyn are both Slytherins.
Slytherin for sure.
Oh,
Mean Girls.
Mean
Ooh,
Girls.
I
The
would
Mean Girls
say-
are totally Slytherin.
I would say Jocelyn's like a Hufflepuff or a Gryffindor, where she doesn't instigate it. She's the one who follows along.
Yeah, well, if she's following along, then she's not very Gryffindor to me.
To go back to Frond for a
Hufflepuff,
brief
though, maybe.
second. To
Maybe.
go back to Frond for a brief second.
Okay.
Frond would when people say, "Oh, you're a Slytherin," Frond would go, "That's the Sorting Hat's opinion, man."
yeah. That's actually straight up exactly what he would say.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but I'm going to list Tammy as What? Okay, so what are the choices about Jocelyn? I think Jocelyn's a Hufflepuff. She's just a fucking idiot one. She's
Yeah.
like, I just like my friend. I like my friend Tammy.
She gives me Crab and Goyle energy, but I don't think she's cunning enough to be a Slytherin.
Sorry.
Like, she reminds me of, like, what's this called? Oh, it's not Legally Blonde. It's not Easy A, but it's...
Why not?
Lindsay Lohan's in a Mean Girls. It reminds me of Mean
Mean
Girls,
Girls.
where
Yeah.
Lindsay Lohan's character becomes one of the Mean Girls.
So
Yeah,
like,
she gives
thing
off
about-
Hufflepuff Gryffindor energy, but
so here's Tammy's big Slytherin moment to me. It's when Tina is like talking about her Halloween costume, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna be a hot mess. I'll have like steam coming off of me, and I'll dress like a mess, and it'll be fun. It'll be a hot mess." And then Jocelyn hears it, and she's immediately like, "Oh, did you say you were going as a hot mess? Because I'm going as a hot mess." Yeah, I thought of it like last
Wasn't
week. Or
that
whatever.
Tammy though?
Oh,
It was Tammy.
it was. So okay, Jocelyn's the. We're already off Tammy. Wait, or no? Have we not done Tammy yet? Where am I?
we've done Tammy.
We're doing
she's a
Jocelyn.
Slytherin. We're doing Jocelyn.
I'm
Jocelyn.
gonna write down Puff for Jocelyn.
Yeah, I think Jocelyn.
She
Makes,
cares
makes
more
sense.
about her friendship
Puff
with
makes
Tammy
sense.
than...
If
know.
Tammy wasn't there and I was like, Jocelyn, we're best friends, she would be like, okay.
Yeah. I just need to have someone. I like. Oh my god.
Okay. How about frickin' Daryl?
Daryl is a Ravenclaw for sure.
Daryl, the male guy.
No,
who's Daryl?
That's
Aziz
Mike. Daryl is
Oh,
Aziz
Daryl.
Ansari's
Sorry.
like
Definitely
he's like
Ravenclaw.
an
Oh,
eighth
he's definitely
grader or seventh
Ravenclaw,
grader.
yeah.
Definitely Ravenclaw.
I love how Aziz Ansari has been typecast. And it
You got
even...
that voice, my dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alex, do you think Ravenclaw?
Oh, I said that he was 100% a Ravenclaw.
Okay, cool.
I'm good at singing like this.
Oh my god. I do love him so much. Okay. How about Zeke?
I think
Oh.
Zeke's a Gryffindor.
Yeah, he's a Gryffindor.
I think so too.
I'll allow it. I'm doing it right now.
He's definitely neurodivergent.
He's a Gryffindor with the purest heart, if you
Yes.
ask me.
Yeah.
Yeah, like borderline Hufflepuff.
Yeah, exactly. But
Like in my opinion, you know, in D&D when you have to like rouse the party with like a inspirational speech. Zeke is the most susceptible to an inspirational speech. And I feel like that is a very Gryffindor trait when they're like, you know, rise up and do what's right for yourself and for your people. And Zeke would be like, yeah, for the people. Right.
Yeah.
Come here, Jimmy Jr. I'll go. I know, Rory. I know. Yeah.
okay, how about now at this time, regular size Rudy, who is perhaps my favorite character in the whole series.
He is a really
I
good
married
character.
regular size Rudy. You know what
I
I mean?
think 100% Hufflepuff. I feel.
Oh my god, Tina.
Hufflepuff?
I think so. I think that works.
Yeah. He's such... He's like a little bit further behind than everyone else as well. He's like still trying to catch up. Wait, what's going on? Like, bits and pieces.
Mm-hmm.
There's
love it.
the episode where they're like at the Halloween, they're like on the Halloween field trip, and he like somebody makes like a weird noise, and he's like, "Wow, that's incredible!" Like he's just immediately like, "Oh, my friend did something cool."
I love him so much. Okay, next one, Courtney Wheeler.
Courtney.
That's Jean's off and on girlfriend.
Oh, Courtney, good call.
I wrote mine down even though we didn't talk about it at all.
I think she's a Slytherin. She's very cunning.
Okay.
Like, she puts Jean in this position where he has to either disappoint her or, you know, get in a situation where he's close to her again. And, like, I don't know. It's a bit manipulative.
I don't know. The Valentine's Day episode is really pure. Like they
Yeah,
get
we just watched
together
that one.
and then they just decide to break up like very maturely, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm thinking of a different person then.
Courtney's the only one for Jean, baby.
Yeah.
Because she has that other episode where she pretends to have like a heart attack or something.
I'm thinking of the music video episode where she...
That's also Courtney. That's Courtney.
Okay, awesome. Where she kind of like manipulates Gene into being a part of the music video.
But he doesn't say no.
Yeah, because he's bad at saying no.
Yeah, and then they have the competing musicals.
To speak out in Sam's defense here, she does like literally fake like going to the hospital to try to like make Gene feel bad.
Yeah, and
Which
she
is very
like
Slytherin.
has zero qualms about telling him to her dad and be like, "Daddy, he hurt me."
Yeah. Which is something that fucking bullshit
very-
rich kids
it's
I'm
very
gonna
Slytherin
write
Draco
down
fucks do.
Malfoy.
Slither door. I'm gonna
Should
write
I-
Slither door.
Yeah.
Oh,
she
can
won't-
we
Yes.
Can we combine
you
them?
can't. No, you can't combine them. That's the only
How-
one you get.
dare
The-
you?
I want to.
Yeah.
How
Okay.
dare you?
Next, I want to talk about Millie.
Listen,
Oh.
there's not just four
Oh.
houses, okay? This is a spectrum.
No, we're doing four
Millie.
houses.
Millie is very much a Slytherin.
Millie is totally
Sociopathic
yeah.
Slytherin.
sociopathic Slytherin. She's like a Slytherin that like sort of is a hardcore Hufflepuff just for Louise.
Yeah,
Psycho killer.
it's like reading the you know that book You. That's like Millie.
Yeah. God.
We've been doing this for about an hour or so I'm just gonna start like listing random characters until it's
Speed
not fun anymore, and
round!
we'll go like a little more quickly, okay?
Lightning round. Yeah.
Oh
let's
wait,
do it.
except for before we get there, let's do the final member of the family that we didn't do yet, Louise.
Oh, this is a really tough one, Slytherin.
Slytherin.
Big
Yeah,
Slytherin.
Slither.
No questions asked
Okay,
there.
cool. Well, I'm glad we saved that one for the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a start to our speed round.
Yeah,
It's
you're
like
right
it's like in
about that.
Atlantis when they ask them why they're all there, and they're all just like, the money. Slytherin.
Okay, one of my favorite characters, Nat King Cole. Nat King Cole.
Nat
What are
King
you
Cole.
hearing?
We
Nat
were trying
King
to think
Cole.
of her name earlier. She's excellent. Somewhere between Hufflepuff and Gryffindor.
Who's
for
Nat
sure.
King Cole?
She's the one you love, the lesbian pool driver.
Oh, yes.
yes.
Suit? Yeah.
Total Gryffindor.
Gryffindor.
Total
yeah.
Gryffindor.
I don't know.
Woof meow. Woof meow.
There are a few people besides a Hufflepuff that would open an entire fucking water park for their friend so that they could find their like engagement like ring.
Wait,
gift.
did you say Hufflepuff? I think everybody else said Gryffindor.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm arguing a
I see.
case for Hufflepuff.
I think,
Okay.
the
I think
chaotic
it's Gryffindor.
energy
She
that
has the
goes
plan.
about herself
That's fine.
with.
Yeah.
Gryffindor works for me too.
Yeah, because she can take it to
Gryffindor.
just. She's like. She can take it just a little too far sometimes, and like they have to talk her down. But like she's like, okay, I have this whole team of like cannabis scuba diving enthusiasts that are come and they're gonna like help us out here, and we're gonna
seems like-
make up for my girl Tina, like avenge her for this man that broke her heart. Fuck
Love
Jimmy
that.
Jr.
It seems
character
like
for-
Nat Kinkle, like Teddy, also has a rather inappropriate crush on Linda Belcher.
I get it though. Okay, next one, Dr. Yap.
Thinks he's a Ravenclaw, but is actually a Slytherin. He tried to steal children's fucking candy on Halloween.
That's
Okay,
pretty
yeah.
Slytherin, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's maniac for his business. You know what I mean?
This
Yeah.
is the problem with Hogwarts houses, is it feels like it literally, did they do anything other than like good alignment? Boom, Slytherin, that's it.
Zach, no one said this was good. We just said it's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Tina's like, I'm sorry, did you think this was a good idea? Do
It's a bad idea.
you think we're making good podcasts?
Next one, Marshmallow.
Ooh, Marshmallow is.
She's a Slytherin, but in a good way. Like, she's your friend who
Right.
will give you all the gossip, but you will be absolutely terrified to piss her off.
She's,
I feel like she's a Gryffindor.
I also feel like
I'm
she's a Gryffindor.
baby.
Why?
I don't know. She just like sticks up. I don't know. Like, I see. My initial instinct was Slytherin, but I just don't want to keep putting people in Slytherin.
She's a good Slytherin. We're balancing
She is a
out
good
the
Slytherin.
I think she's a Hufflepuff because she only shows up for parties. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's definitely like a Hufflepuff. I think that works. She like you're right. She'll show up for her friends and stuff. She
I'm
showed
ready
up
for
she showed up to
pizza.
Bob's and gave him use of her butt when
Oh my
she
God,
needed.
that's-
I
a
am thinking
total
of the wrong
Hufflepuff.
person.
Yeah.
I am thinking of the wrong person. Sorry, my judgment passed.
I'm
Really?
Marshmallow baby.
I'm thinking of the hairdresser. It's not Marshmallow.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, let's do her next, Gretchen.
Gretchen.
She's a
Gretchen is
Slytherin.
a total Slytherin.
So Slytherin, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
She gives off
and
Tammy
And I
vibes.
agree she has the hot
I
dog.
feel like the difference between Slytherin and Hufflepuff is Hufflepuffs are grateful for their friends. Slytherin are possessive of their friends.
yeah, and
Okay.
Gretchen feels. I feel like sometimes Linda owes her something.
Oh yeah,
like
Gretchen
helping
found
her
out-
sell all of those sex toys.
It's like the episode.
Yeah.
There's an episode of Workaholics where the guys buy weed from someone who's not their weed dealer, and like the weed dealer finds out and he like loses his shit. Like that's Gretchen when Linda
Yeah.
like decides to get a new hairstylist
That's true.
or go to a new hairstylist.
So, question like randomly that's not necessarily related, but why hasn't Gretchen and Teddy gotten together?
Feels like they'd be the perfect codependent toxic match for each other.
Yeah.
I could see them getting together and then
don't
Teddy
want
having to
that.
try to break, like an episode where Teddy then has to try to break it off.
There's that episode where
Tina's like, I hate it. I hate it so
I
much.
love this.
There's that episode where Teddy gets makes the poster with that like girl who has the printing press.
Today is yesterday's tomorrow.
Yeah, he's like, we're partners in business and romance. No, yes. Are we? No romance? Still no. Okay, great. It's like Teddy, my fucking guy.
fine.
Get
All right.
the message. Now, who's next?
Logan Berry Bush to be specific.
So, Slytherin.
Louisa's bully, 100% Slytherin.
Louise is bully, and I'm not joking. Her future husband. But
Yes.
Jean says you guys are going to reconnect in your 30s and get married, and like I think in their 30s that's completely appropriate. You know.
For sure.
So what's Logan?
Slytherin.
Slytherin.
Of course.
Slytherin. Well, okay, so are there kind of a lot of Slytherins on this show?
Yes, there
I
are.
think so.
I think that's what makes
Interesting.
it interesting to watch because you're watching a whole bunch of Slytherins interact with each other.
But like
Yeah.
they're all so fucking funny.
Most adult comedies are like a bunch of selfish people trying to get what they want from each other.
Okay, next one on the list is a character that I also really like. I'll watch any episode with this character, Sergeant Bosco.
I think is a Gryffindor.
Yeah.
I think Gryffindor as well.
It's like one of those
Okay.
jaded Gryffindors who are like,
The thing about Gryffindors and Slytherins is they both want the glory for doing the thing.
yes.
That's something I think they have in common.
It's how they go about doing it is
Like Gryffindor wants to do the right thing and get recognized for it. Slytherin doesn't care what the right thing is, but they want to be recognized for it.
Huh. So I feel like it's hard to tell then if he's a Gryffindor or a Slytherin because he's a police captain, and it's hard to gauge if what he's doing is like grandiose or like
of
self-serving or not
'cause of
because he's a
ACAB,
police
yeah.
cop. Yeah.
Yeah.
I said police cop. He's a police captain. So I feel like it's like, is he being noble and like doing the right thing, or is he being self-serving? Like I have no idea because he's literally a cop. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him. Wait, what is it? Slitherdor. I'll grant my second one.
Gryffindor. How dare you?
Only Tina has the power to do
Yeah.
the combo houses.
Yeah. Okay. A couple more characters. Mr. Fishoder.
Total Slytherin.
I love him. So he's probably my number one favorite character, and like I would.
I love him so
He's
much.
I'd
just-
give him the time of day. you
he's
know?
one of my favorite Slytherins as well, where he just like, I don't care. You know I don't care. Why are we having this discussion?
He's like neutral evil. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I feel like I feel like I am most like Bob. I relate a lot to Bob. But if I had grown up in ridiculous wealth and privilege and was basically handed a fortune, I think I would have become Mr. Fishoder.
Yeah.
Just someone
Yeah.
who like gets drunk and smokes weed,
Drives the
and
golf cart around.
doesn't care.
He's very mysterious
what-
as well, and like, there's a lot of lore around him. Like, people don't quite know what he's up to.
He's an enigma.
Or just drive around on a golf cart.
And he's
all day.
voiced by Kevin Kline. Like, I love everything about. I am attracted to men in positions of power. I think that's the thing about Nick Cage with me as well. I'm like, I see
Yeah.
you. Okay, let's do Edith. Edith Cranwinkle.
Oh,
God.
they've got to be like a Gryffindor or Slytherin. The whole
Edith
fuck
is a
you.
Slytherin.
Yeah, But I think Harold is a
No.
Gryffindor.
Do you want to
I don't
answer
know.
Edith and Harold together?
Yeah.
Like,
So,
which is which? Like, come on.
God, I feel like Edith.
Harold is definitely a Slytherin. Edith,
I think Edith is a Gryffindor.
yeah, I do too.
Very
There's
jaded.
that whole episode where she like manipulates Bob into going
driving her
and,
around.
yeah, driving
Why
her
isn't
around.
that Slytherin?
But she's doing it because the quilt people left out this like freak show. Like she was doing
Oh,
it for
you're
good
right,
reasons, for moral
actually.
reasons.
Okay.
She felt it wasn't
She's
fair.
being righteous.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she but she's proud and like doesn't want people to know she's doing it because it's the right thing. She like kind of is trying to do it on the DL. Like she doesn't
So-
want people to know she's a nice person.
So what's Harold?
Harold is Slytherin.
Slytherin.
He's a cranky old.
Yeah.
He is a crankster. Okay, let's do Hugo.
I stand by. I think Hugo is a squib.
So we haven't played the squib card. Are we gonna play it on Hugo?
Hugo is. I'm blanking on Hugo.
Hugo is the health inspector.
Right, the
who
health inspector,
has
yes,
a huge
squib.
crush on Linda.
Is
and
the
they
third
used to
character
date.
that has a huge crush on Linda.
I get it because some people just have really magnetic personalities. You know what I mean?
True. It also is like it's notable that Bob's Burgers art style is, while charming and delightful, and I have grown to love it, it does not depict characters in a very traditionally attractive way. So
Yeah,
it's like
for sure.
there's no really way of knowing like
They're all
how
goofy.
hot everyone are. I feel like Linda is probably like hotter than she is depicted in illustration.
Yeah, I feel like the only way we know if someone's hot is by the other character's reception of
Right.
them.
Yeah, true.
I think Hugo could also be a Gryffindor, and the whole like unrequited
Yeah, I could see that
love
too.
kind of like pursuing to a fault.
Lawful good is like, you know,
He's not lawful good. He's lawful evil.
No, lawful stupid is the term used by like when somebody's like a paladin who must obey the law no matter what. Hugo is like for sure he is like, no, I am doing this not because I enjoy it, but because I am keeping these like gross violations off the street so that people don't get sick. There's that episode where he like forces Bob to like eat a wrap at this guy's
Oh, that one's rough. That's for
Place.
Bob's birthday.
and Bob
But
just,
it's also
like,
for
spends
vengeance.
5 minutes puking on the side of the. Yeah, it is kind of for vengeance. No, Slytherin works, or Squib. God damn
Squibberin?
it.
What do you... Okay, wait, Sam, what's your vote?
Squibberin.
I'm gonna stay with my Gryffindor reading.
For Hugo?
Yeah.
He's a squib.
He's Gryffindor
Okay.
to the point of fault where like he like it's this like there's no specific direction. Like with a Slytherin, when they're angry at someone, there is a direction to their anger. Whereas Hugo, his anger at Bob is all over the place and just kind of like everything from like mild professionalism through to making Bob throw up on the side of the street. Kind of, you know, it's
But see, again, we have like the lawful evil Slytherin, like Alex said. I think I agree with that more because it's that I feel like Hugo is using the law to try to like gotcha Bob and go, haha, now I can exert my power over you. Now I want to. Like, he is always trying to catch Bob in like a violation. Not because he cares about the health of his customers, but because he wants to just fucking rub it
Stick
in Bob's
it.
eye.
Yeah.
He's
Like, the whole
he would
episode-
throw a glass of white wine in your face.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like Hugo is like neutral evil or like,
So Slytherin?
yeah, lawful evil. Yeah, Slytherin.
Slithering.
This is the only one I'm going to disagree with and still stick by my squib.
Okay, I'm
but
gonna
majority
I'm gonna say
rules.
Alex dissents and Alex, you said squib.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm just keeping strict note of of our decision.
your spelling of Slytherin he's got me in stitches as well.
I got it. Wait, but
Slits a higher end. Slits a higher end.
okay,
We're
I
almost
typed
done.
it right like 4 fucking times, but the one time that I struggle. Okay.
Spelling's hard.
Does anyone? Okay, Alex, do you have the list up in front of you
I do.
that I'm highlighting? What's one character that we haven't picked so far that you want to sort?
I want to sort Mr. Ambrose,
Okay, yes.
the librarian.
My favorite, Mr. Ambrose has the best one-liners, but my favorite is of his. He's the literal school librarian, and he's pushing a cart through the library, and he's like, "Ooh, what's back here?" And then he's like, "Ugh, it's more books." It's disgusting.
I love it so much.
He's also a Slytherin. Like he,
For sure.
yeah,
He's your
not-
best friend who's a
With
Slytherin.
the Topsy thing.
Oh yeah.
The Topsy thing was
with the
so
elephant.
Yes.
Do it right now.
Okay, Sam, do you have the list?
Yes. Can we do Felix Fischoeder?
Yeah, Felix Fischoeder, for sure.
I think he was a Gryffindor, and he's gotten bitter by the way his brother treats him. Or actually, you can see him as a Hufflepuff as well. He's very...
A Hufflepuff, too. Wow.
I
He's
think
like
he's-
a people pleaser in, like, the weirdest way.
Yeah, and not in a good way. Like how his like Fanny, like his super like murdery girlfriend, just wants to like walk all over him like a
He's
doormat.
like the narcissistic people pleaser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the crazy. It's like so wild to watch it. All right, so you said Gryffindor, Sam?
Oh, I'll go with Slytherin if that's the like. It's kind of
No,
both.
I think we agreed Hufflepuff.
Oh, Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff,
Okay,
sorry.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think Hufflepuff works for Felix.
But he's like, it's like nature over nurture. I mean, it's like nurture over nature.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Yeah.
Okay, Zach, do you have one last one from this list?
Yeah, I gotta go with Mr. Bronca.
Mr. Bronca, yes, I was hoping you'd pick him. I love him so much. But I say this one Mr. Bronca quote to Sean all the time. I haven't told you you're like my best friend. But you have to, I can't do the accent very good, and I feel like that's part of the charm, hopefully, when I say it. I
Rock
love
the
him so much.
disco at the Casbah, dupa dupa.
It's the best though. So I feel like Mr. Bronca was like a revolutionary in a country that is now
Tell us
like
your
fallen.
story. Yeah.
And so I don't know. There's just I feel like he's a Gryffindor who is now sort of like retired and is no longer like he's like somebody would like a helicopter would land in the cafeteria like over the cafeteria. They'd come to Mr. Bronca and they'd be like, "Sir, we need you for one last job," and he'd be like, "I don't do that anymore. I sweep the floors now." You know. I think he's like a man of mystery in a way that a Gryffindor would be.
Okay. Gryffindor? Is that the vote?
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. He's amazing.
I abstain.
Gryffindor is great.
You abstain?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Can't you support me? God. Oh my
Okay.
God. Bobby, you better support me, Bobby.
My character that I want us to sort is Mickey.
Oh,
Mickey's
Mickey's like,
great. Just thinking about this. I
Mickey,
didn't want to just...
one of my favorite. Okay, the first like 3 to 4 seasons are by far the best, and I think it's season 3, might be season 2, where the bank across the street gets robbed.
Yeah,
And
my
it's like the
favorite.
most incompetent robber. Mickey, he's like such a sweetheart. It's like, sweetie, how did you get here? Let me
Yeah.
take you home. Like, what are you doing? Come on.
Mickey is 100% a Hufflepuff. There's no question in my mind.
Anyone else?
Nah, I agree.
He is like the worst Slytherin ever, and he's definitely a Hufflepuff.
Well, but he does abandon the children when the turkeys attack the Wonder Wharf. He abandons the children to save himself.
yeah, but he always like tells them like where like, and then in the movie like he redeems himself. Like he
is
he
good in
helps
the
them with the
movie.
carnies. You know,
Yeah.
he's just a guy trying to get by. Like he's
He
Yeah.
will like
he's a
you know,
criminal, but it's about survival, man.
He's doing the robbery, and you know, he calls his friend who's in prison. Like, and you can tell he's like not even really like wants to know what to do. He just like wants to talk to his friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, that is pretty much all of the characters from Bob's Burgers. Like, there's a couple, like, I think all the ones we left out, like, don't get very much
Speedo.
screen
How
time.
could we not do Speedo guy?
You want to do Speedo
Unreal.
Man?
No, I'm kidding.
We
I'm
can
kidding.
do Speedo
Yeah.
guy. He's funny. I give him big Gryffindor
Keep it
energy,
real,
honestly.
man.
Yeah.
He's so brave to be out there every day, you know?
Yeah. See, I could imagine him as like Hufflepuff longboard like energy of Tina in college, just like
He reminds me of
vibing.
Nick Swartzen from Reno 911.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad that we got to the bottom of it and sorted pretty much all of the Bob's Burgers characters.
If we have to give a squib to anybody that's not to Hugo, it would have to probably be Boo Boo.
Boo Boo.
Oh my god, that's funny. That's so funny.
That's why he's so charismatic.
Yeah.
We did a fun thing a while back where we took a bunch of Bob's Burgers characters and we gave them D&D classes, which was also very fun.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Was
Louise,
Louise by
total
chance
rogue.
a rogue? Yeah.
Yeah.
Our cat Cora is big Louise energy, and Sean and I have like this rogue narrative for her. She's just always doing her own thing, seeking her own path.
Strong.
I love it.
Well, this has been such a burger of the day. What a treat.
Oh yeah, I do have like the Bob's Burgers burger cookbook, and Sean and I occasionally do some.
Yeah,
of
we
the...
do too.
We do too.
Hell yeah, I love that. Okay, well, cool. If you still haven't seen this show, hit me up and I'll tell you which episode I think you'd like the best because I'm that kind of Bob's Burgers nerd. I love this show so fucking much. Like, I watch it like for background noise all the time. I watch it when I'm sick because it's like very comforting to me. I watch it when I'm drunk and I'm not ready to go to bed yet. Like, I watch
Yeah.
it when I'm cleaning because I'm going to be vacuuming for part of it, but I still want to know what's going on. You know what I mean?
I watch it when I am playing any video game on my laptop.
Yeah,
and I want to
exactly. I
have
watch it when
something
I'm
on in
playing
the
my
background.
Switch.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a great show.
The TV being off and the TV on any given day, if the TV is off, it could be up playing Bob's Burgers and it would be better.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sean goes through phases of complaining about it and then just accepting it in like
Yeah.
6-month waves. You know what I mean?
And then,
Yeah.
then we all rock up to his place and just play Bob's Burgers the whole time. I don't think that TV
it's just
was
like a safe.
Yeah.
It's a safe bet. It's a good choice. People are gonna enjoy it. Anyway, thank you so much, Alex, Zach, and Sam, for joining me. I appreciate you very, very much.
Woo!
So
Thank
much
y'all
fun.
so much.
Thanks for having us.
It was a blast.
I love to come on this show and talk about a piece of art whose creator isn't a giant sack of shit.
Yeah, indeed, that we know of
Right, that we know of.
at the time of this recording.
Bob's is just too wholesome to
It
be
is
made
extremely
by a
wholesome, and it
piece of
just got
shit.
renewed for a 14th and 15th season.
I'm so excited.
Like, I started watching this show when it first came out, which was like 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And I loved it so much then, and like it's so wild how consistent of a thing it's been in my adult life is that
Yeah,
Bob's Burgers
us too.
is always making new content slowly but surely, and the old content always holds up.
I just know that if I'm vegging out over at Tina's house and I'm like, hey, do you want to put on Bob's Burgers? She's
Yes,
going to be like,
yes,
why are you
1,000
asking
times
that
yes.
question?
Yeah.
Just put it on.
I think I like to get tattoos with media that like is really important to me for a long time, and I really am looking forward to getting a pinup tattoo of Linda Belcher in the next
Oh my
couple
god,
years.
it's so sexy.
Every time I drink
Amazing. I can't
wine,
wait.
which is often, I feel like Linda.
I've only had half of 4 bottles of wine.
I'll do a
Goodbye.
smutty Linda for you if you want.
Oh hell yeah, that'd be amazing. Do that for my birthday.
It's a great idea.
Okay, well, goodbye. I love you guys. Thanks. Goodbye. Good night.
Bye.
Thanks for
Bye.
being patrons.
Bye.
I love you,
Bye.
patrons.
We love
bye.
you.
Goodbye.
Tati, bye.
Great, cool.
Keep giving us the
recording.
moolah.
Thank you so much for being a patron of the restricted section. It's because of you that these bonus episodes even exist. Our theme music was written and performed by Ryan Kahn and remixed by Zenit Music Studio. Our logo was designed by Michael Hardison. If you're listening to this episode, the odds are good that you're already connected to us online, but if you're not, come find us on Discord, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I think that's it. Thanks for supporting the restricted section.
Takes Media.